Here we have example 1 in lesson 3.2. We're going to add the polynomial expressions that you see here. Okay, so in this one we have the first expression that I circled in green. We're going to add it to the red expression there. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for like terms that we can combine. So, for example, the red 6x cubed and the red 2x cubed and the green 6x cubed can be added together to make 8x cubed. Since we're adding, there's really no big trick to this one. It's when we get down to the next one where we're subtracting that you want to pay attention to this important step. Okay. Next in line is the 4x, but there's nothing in red with a 4x to add to it. So let's come back to that. Let's move on to the x squared that you see here. Okay. And we're going to add it to the negative 8x squared. If we combine those, you should get negative 7x squared. Now we'll go back to the 4x and note that there's nothing over here in red to add to it. So it's just on its own as a plus 4x. It didn't have a like term. And then finally, you see the two constants here, negative 7 and positive 3. We'll combine those to make negative 4. So with adding, really you're just ignoring the parentheses and combining like terms. And just to be consistent with what we did in lesson 3.1, I like to write it out in standard form, okay, in that order. In the next one, part B here, we're subtracting. So with subtracting, I think what you should do first is write out the first long expression like this. And they're trying to take this up a notch, and they're mixing in multiple variables. They have x and y together here. But when you get to the subtraction part, you're just going to distribute negative 2x squared y squared, distribute the negative sign to make this minus 3xy squared, and then distribute the minus times another negative to make plus 2x squared. Now, I was talking about multiple variables here, x and y together. This 3xy squared, we're going to look for another like term with x squared y squared, and it's going to be right there in yellow. Notice it has to have the x and the y and the squared on both of them to be a like term. For example, this positive 2xy squared would be a like term with this negative 3xy squared. So those we can combine. And then the ones here in blue, we can combine the 6x squared and the 2x squared. All right? So adding the yellows, we get 1x squared y squared. The greens would give us negative 1x squared, xy squared. You don't really need the 1 if you don't want to put it. And then the 6x squared and 2x squared will give us 8x squared. So that's how we add and subtract polynomial expressions. And you're going to practice a little bit more of this in class the next time we meet. Okay?